Hello, we are back in Johannesburg, and I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody involved in my shows at Mitchell's Plain. So, for you guys to understand, I hatched this idea one night alone, and I thought, how cool would it be to do a show in Mitchell's Plain? And then, obviously, as I do, I put it out into the world, and that is my first step. And I won't lie to you, a lot of people said no until some people started saying yes, and then everything worked. So I just want to say a special thanks to Westridge High School, and specifically Mrs. Olivia Williams, who's the vice principal there. Everyone said no until Olivia started saying yes, and then she made every light go green. She arranged everything from security at the hall and getting all the beautiful, wonderful teachers and the caretaker, Mr. Agardien, to come and assist and help. And I couldn't have asked for more. I was at a school hall, but I got the attention that I would get at a theater. And for that, I'm eternally grateful and very proud to have been able to work with you guys. Thank you so much, Westridge High School. You have a beautiful hall, and you have beautiful people and highly capable people. And without you, it would not have worked. I want to say thank you to Hillsong Church, who made concessions and moved events so that they could accommodate me, and obviously on request from the school. I'd like to say thank you to the church again, the pastor Jovan over there that spoke to everyone, and the church allowed us to use their equipment, their lighting gear and their sound gear, and even recommended the right people to use and to run the gear for us, because obviously it's very important that things are done properly. So I just want to say thank you for that. You guys didn't have to say yes. Thank you to Andrew George, who was our sound guy and lighting guy, and your team. You were fantastic. Thank you to Monique from Atlantis Motors, is a friend of mine that made sure that my family was driven from the hotel to the venue and back safely and comfortably every night. And he gave us a beautiful person to drive us in Mr. David Smith, who became family in the last 2 days. And it was so nice to have him, and hy het my pa lekker gesit en gesels. So that's all. Like, it was always just beautiful and family. It felt warm. So thank you so much to Monique. I want to say thank you to the Radisson Blue in Riebeek Street for putting me and my family up for the last couple of days. We appreciate it. We appreciate the extra lengths you went to give Ethan little toys and to make him feel comfortable. Because for him, he's a little boy and he's just with his parents, but he has to move around out of his environment a lot. And when people are kind, it just makes things easier for us. So thank you so much. I want to say thank you to my team of people in Cape Town. I have a photographer friend, and basically he helps with everything in between. His name is Stanford Samai. He's always at my shows. You'll always see him with a camera. He doesn't just take pictures. He also is a friend and has become, part of the DNA of how I do things. So thank you so much, Stan. Obviously, thank you, Mario Campbell, who also a friend, a comedian, who came out, and even though he wasn't on the lineup, came out and emceed the event. Because when there's large groups of people like that, it needs direction from an MC to say, sit here, this is what to expect, in a kind and loving way, so that people are not jarred by hard instructions, and you did that very well. Thank you for that. I need to say thank you to Kurt Skoenraad for always picking up the phone and being a friend to me. And it's crazy to me that me and you are friends, because I look up to you and I grew up on your comedy. And it was so lovely to be able to have you back in Mitchell's Plain and surprise that audience. And I think that you need to go back, because they showed you love. So thank you so much to Kurt. And as I say thank you to Stuart Stuart Taylor, who is Kurt's best friend. He's always a friend of mine, but also created a relationship between me and the Radisson, so that could work out. I need to say thank you to my own team, Jody Jacobs, who was producing my show and is producing my show at the Lyric Theatre. and shot it. And he's a consummate professional. We've been friends for many years, 15 years. I just want to say thank you for just rallying everyone, getting the camera crew together, and making this thing a success. We've got some beautiful footage, and one day, hopefully, we'll see it on a TV, you know? I want to say thank you to my brother, my sister, my mother, and my father. And my brother also a producer on the show, always has been, always helps me, always been there. So thank you so much. They stand there looking nervous because they invested emotionally. I need to say thank you to my mother, father, and sister, and brother-in-law, Trevlin. They just arrived. I want to say thank you to my brother-in-laws, Sean and Chris and the family. They just rocked up. I need to say thank you to my mother-in-law who made the sacrifice to look after Ethan, to make him comfortable with people that he's familiar with at home, and having, looking after him while we had to do the work and Natalie couldn't be there. I need to say thank you to Yolanda from Quicket. I've got a good relationship with Quicket and James and them and Natasha and them over there, but we had our door was 1,000 people. It was a very, very intense thing. And what you don't want is for people to stand outside in the cold, especially some of the people that are less able, older people. You don't want them standing out cold, and you want them to be treated with love and respect, because that's what my shows are about. So for them to be, I told them people are not queuing outside. So for them to come in on time, Yolanda did that as a professional, and thank you so much for that. That was really well done. Thank you. I need to say thank you to my wife, who is so much part of what I do and the DNA of what is the Alfred Adrian shows, that without her and without Before I Cry, none of this is possible. And I just want to thank her from everything, from looking after my son when I'm not here, to feeding me, to making sure I go to doctors when I have to putting on the makeup in the back, to finding props for me when I need it. And, it's just been special. And then last but not least, I did not expect Mitchell's plane to come out like that. So thank you. And yeah. Thank you. We'll be back.